Hey there everybody, welcome back to Christelle's Cooking. Today we're going to be making a fall classic, my favorite apple cobbler. This cobbler is filled with tender cinnamon spiced apples and is topped with a buttery brown sugar crust. This is the coziest fall dessert, fresh out of the oven with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and perhaps even a little bit of caramel sauce. This is going to be the perfect fall dinner finish. I promise you this is going to be an easy recipe made completely from scratch. So let's get started. We're going to get started by peeling 5 pounds worth of Granny Smith apples. And now we're going to start slicing our apple. It's okay if there's a little bit of green left on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It would be better if you had an apple core. I don't have one currently. I just moved. Little information about me. I'm originally from California, born and raised, but I've moved to Idaho. In the move, some things got lost. The apple core being one of them. So we're just going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go ahead and slice the apples, and you see the core is not as pretty as it could be, but it's fine. Next, now that we have our apples sliced all up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to pour it into our 9x13 baking dish. Look at all of those. And this is why we needed 5 pounds. Now we're going to be adding in 3/4 cups brown sugar. We're going to be adding in 3/4 cups granulated white sugar. We're going to add in 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 3/4 teaspoons ground nutmeg, 1/4 a teaspoon. We're going to be adding kosher salt. Now we are going to be adding in 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. We also need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to go ahead and mix it all together. We want to make sure that we get it all over every single apple. Now we're going to be getting started with our dry ingredients. We're going to be adding 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour to a large bowl, along with 1.5 cups of granulated white sugar. Then from there, we're going to be adding in 1 teaspoon each of baking powder and salt. Once we have added all of our dry ingredients together, we're going to go ahead and give that a nice whisk, just so that everything is well combined. We're going to set this bowl aside. Go ahead and set that one aside, and then we're going to take a smaller bowl, and I'm going to be adding in 1 large egg. Ooh, made a little bit of a mess. And 1/2 cup of buttermilk. We're going to take that and we're going to whisk that together. Go ahead and give that a nice little gentle whisk. Now we are going to bring back our dry ingredient bowl, and we're going to be adding in our wet ingredients to our dry and mixing them together. We want it to be a shaggy dough when we mix it. So we're just going to gently fold it in. You see there now it's getting just kind of shaggy and crumbly, and that is what we want. And what makes this crust so wonderful is the fact that it is shaggy. Okay, so now that we have our apples all nice and prepared in our baking dish, we are going to add our delicious crust topping. We're going to go ahead and we're going to spoon this over top of our apples. Just generously spooning all over. And you can already see how crumbly and beautiful it is. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and cut to that so that way you guys can see it. but this is going to be so delicious. We just want to make sure we get it in all the nice little nooks and crannies, but we do want the apples to kind of pop through because that's what makes it so pretty, is to be able to see them. Now we're going to take a half a cup of cold butter that I've gone ahead and cubed, and we're going to just dot that all over. This is the secret to making a delicious buttery crust. It makes it easier. I found that actually, doing it in the dough takes forever and is so much more work. That it's so much easier if you just cut up the butter ahead of time and just dot it all over. Now that we've gotten our cobbler all assembled, all beautiful and ready to go, we're going to be placing it in a preheated oven, 375 degrees, for about 40 to 45 minutes. It's going to be bubbly. Top is going to be nice and crispy and a golden brown. That's how we're going to know that it's ready. And there you have it. We have our easy fall apple cobbler, all done, all fresh out of the oven, still nice and warm, and oh so delicious. I just want everyone to know that this recipe, made from scratch, is so simple and so delicious. We've got to get into it now. I'm going to go ahead and make myself a bowl. This delicious. Oh, can you hear that crust? A little bit, so I can show you guys. Get a little spoon. And finally, the taste test. A little piece. A little bit of that delicious crumble topping. The topping is nice and crisp. Not burned, but nice and crunchy. The apples are delicious and tender. You can top this with ice cream, with caramel sauce, maybe even some nuts, like some chopped pecans. You can totally make it your own. This is the best fall dessert. You let me know. Are you team apple cobbler or team peach cobbler? Okay, bye.